War raging in the Middle East is driving communities apart. 2 weeks into the conflict, more than 1,400 Israelis are reported dead. Palestinian officials say more than 4,000 have been killed in Gaza. We want to bring in a unique perspective tonight. A man born in Palestine, now living in Israel as an Israeli citizen. He identifies as Arab Israeli. He recently wrote a piece garnering a lot of attention in Israel, apologizing for the atrocities and condemning Hamas. Loui Haj joined NewsNation from Israel tonight. He says the brutal attack by Hamas only hurt those Palestinian citizens who are seeking an independent state. What moved you to do this, to write this article or post, essentially an apology, condolences to the people of Israel?
First of all, I'm a human being, and the act wasn't at all a human being act. Nobody can say, in my opinion, that it's for the rights of liberation of the Palestinian people. This is not the way. Certainly not in violence, certainly not kidnapping kids and elderly people. So it was my duty as a human being, and I see myself above all a human being. As you can imagine, we are, as Arabs in Israel, there is a kind of duality in being a Palestinian on one side, an Arab one side, and being a citizen in Israel. But this act is not considered in any way something that should divide us. And it should be very, very clear that no matter whomever you are, you should denounce this barbaric act.
And Loui, let me ask you, for those who may see Hamas as an extension of the Palestinian people's fight for freedom from what they term as Israeli occupation, is Hamas and their views at all reflective of what Palestinian civilians want to see?
No, I don't think so. I think that the Palestinians are captive under a very harsh regime, which is not democratic at all. It's used the democracy as a mean in order to seize power. But from that moment onward, they become the captivating and putting the Palestinian people under siege. I don't think that they really represent the Palestinian people. I think that this barbarian act has extremely harmed the Palestinian right cause in order to get their independency and the rights. And we, or my brothers and sisters in the Palestinian territory, they deserve the rights and to have their own state. But this is not the way it should be accomplished.
Do these communities overlap more than people realize?
They do overlap. And I think that there are extremists on both sides, and they are tarnishing the entire population. There are a lot of hatred because of the bloody history. But I believe that there is a possibility, and there is also the will from both sides in order to reach to each other and to find a kind of a common ground to start negotiating in a peaceful way. Blood, killing, kidnapping, raping is certainly not a mean for any side. I believe that in time, it will not be easy. We're going to be a long way, but it can be coincided and be solved through talking to each other and finding the right solution for both people. We are human beings after all, and we should emphasize that fact. And hatred is not embedded in us. In either, I believe, not in the Jewish DNA and not in the Arab or Palestinian DNA, certainly not.
Okay, I appreciate that perspective. Loui Haj, thank you so much for your time tonight.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.